Hey people, Imtrid here, 3v3, Katrin, Purification Plant, blue team. Cynter is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, the Thousand Suns elite scheme. Alongside a bunch of Orks, first up is Laurr with a Commando knob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins in ranged combat with a twin link shooter. And rounding off this team, eM7, very experienced player with a Mekboy, teleporting hero, fighting in ranged combat, puts us to good damage with a bunch of Orky gadgets. Red team, Veldi with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fighting in melee, begins with a refractor shield. This is the Mordian Iron Guard elite scheme. Alongside here, Overtly Gemerous with an Apothecary, support hero, fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Is that the scouts already in retreat on the map? It is. And rounding off the teams, Sapiens is a Eversor Assassin, a risk reward melee brawler that explodes on death, going after the CSM here. Tactical Marines now going for the cap. Here come the Orks. This is Laurr's stuff. Double shooters on both the Ork players. No more heretics up for Cynter. Maybe we'll see some double CSM. Overtly having to back off. Sluggers are chasing the Tactical Marines. Sapiens pushing all the way through. Heretics can't stay in that fight for long. And the CSM also being tied up. They're also going to have to retreat here, unless they want to drop some models. Where is the Sorcerer? They're at base. No CSM died. We are getting some Orks falling over though. One of the Sluggers fell down. The Commando got tired of capping and wants to shoot stuff. Fair enough. I think those tacks are going to be okay. Maybe they'll drop that back model, that back right model. Nope, they get away. Here comes Sapiens. Should be able to focus down the Eversor pretty quickly here. Strat squad in amongst the shooters though, got to keep them moving. Eversor, maybe they can get him. It's a bad place to kill him though with that explosion on death. And the Strat squad are going to mess up these shooters. The shooters are badly managed there by Laurr. Should have got them moving quicker and should not have moved them in that direction. Should have gone around this blocker here, I think, and then gone for the retreat that way. But down they go. I mean, it's just default shooters. It's not a big loss. And the Sluggers are going to be okay, I think. Just on a path block the Strat squad there. So a few misplays by Laurr because they were aggressively going after the Eversor. Couldn't quite get him. Here's Overtly with their Sergeant up on the scouts. Maybe a retreat grenade. There's the attempt. It's a really good one. Unlucky not to get the kill. Just had too much health, I think. Really good throw though. Tactical Marines grabbing the contested power in the mid. And on the east side, Orks are pushing through. We have the Daka big shooter for the Mekboy. For more Daka. Almost 38 DPS on a teleporter hero. Not bad at all. Tear through guardsmen pretty quickly. Commissar in heavy cover there, looking upset. His powers blowing up. Grenade launcher barrage from the Catachurns. Double shooters both getting disrupted by that. They have their big shooters as well. Oh, one of them does. And a flank from Overtly Gemerous. Do they have another grenade available? Must still be on cooldown, I think. Big old retreat from eM7. They are okay though. Now we see Laurr backing off to the power to try and keep it safe. We've got flame attacks here for Overtly Gemerous to bash that contested power. Standard Overtly Gemerous build of lots of micromanagement for your scouts and tactical marines and nothing else until tier 3. Sometimes they get out some like plasma cannons or something in tier 2, but maybe we'll see that tier 3 rush. The patented Overtly Gemerous tier 3 rush. Scouts sneaking around, being weird. Drop to model, but they have shotguns and that grenade, of course. West side kicking off. We got a Doom Blast. We got some incinerators. Strat squad are getting messed up here, though. Aspiring Champion Heretics doing a good job punishing those guys for getting into melee. Sorcerer ties up the Purgation, and it's a well-handled fight, I think, by Cynter. Eversor has to flee as well. No war gear for this guy, no war gear for the Sorcerer. We have Eternal War on both of the CSM, so they're pumping out a really good amount of damage in tier 1. Sluggers, suddenly Sluggers, infiltrated by the Commando. Good grenade though, really good grenade. Oh, Commando went down in the mid. What is going on here? Oh, double Catachurns. He's very confused for a second. Double catechins up for Veldi. The power is... Looks like a couple of gens were bashed by it overtly. Dropped a couple of tactical marines though. But hurting the power income, I guess, makes it worth it. And they are spending slightly more on generators than you are on marines. 1-to-1 cap here. Commissar in the back lines. Full retreat from eM7 has dropped their sluggers along the way too. Maybe they got finished off by that. Those were those Laurr's sluggers that were on the Apothecary? I think they were. Lord Commissar with the Aura of Discipline and that power sword. Even if you're not up against power armor, the power sword is good for that disruption. The lead by example. Some repairs there, some emergency repairs from the Mekboy. Keeps that generator up. Old reliable grenade launcher. Got 2 of them to use on those 2 catechins, of course. Tier 2s for Laurr and the 3 red players. Here comes a Death Dread, in fact. And Purifiers for Sapiens. I think their psychic field got buffed. It now drains energy or something. I don't think it did before. I'm not sure what it did before. Just slowed it down, maybe. Sorcerer gets a decent Doom Bolts on the tactical marines there, but nothing to follow it up. Eversor's pushing back the double CSM a lot. Yeah, you got a Doom Blast this guy, turn around and double shoot him. I think it would have done some good work. Purgation get the suppression. No, maybe that's why they didn't turn and engage the Eversor, because of the Purgation coming in. Keep some CSM in play. Not sure for how long, but here comes a Death Dread. Power bash now, and they're decapping the node. Death Dread seems to be ignoring the Ordo Malleus forces. Okay, has like 70 odd heavy melee DPS this guy. Cheap and cheerful. Does get the burners and bits. Up to 950 hit points now. They decapped and they bashed 2 of the gens. That's pretty good going. Very quick and efficient bashing. Meanwhile in the mid, tactical marines are chased off. They have fully populated this central contested power here. Overtly wants that tier 3 rush, I guess. And they've got some gens on the east side. It's a lot of power income for the red team. They're at plus 66. They're getting more than a power a minute. A second, sorry. 66 per minute, that is. That number. Death Dreaders on the power. Anything to stop this, really? No, not that I see. Oh, here comes a Sarge for one of the catechins. We got some catechins wiped, though. Not sure where that happened. Maybe I'll find a pile of bodies somewhere. Sluggers with their knob leader, but they don't have their burners up. Lord Commissar levels the 2. Get straight back on that power. Grenade launcher does its thing. I think he had, yeah, he had executed one of those guys as well to buff their damage. What's this? It's a bunch of Daka with the more Daka Global from the Mekboy. Big flank though, potentially from Veldi on those double shooters, unless they're just going for the power. I think they're just going for the power here. Death Dread marching towards the other gens. Did they get a full bash? They did. You see all 3 of them being rebuilt. I'm not sure if they got the node though. I don't think they got the node. Makes very short work of the gens with those burners. Suddenly though, a missile launcher from the tactical marines. 6 or 7 shots and they'll get it. There's 2. Death Dread flees, although yeah, you can just tie them up. Got 3 shots. And now they're tied up and they're in a bad place. Don't think it's going to chase into HQ though. Overtly trying to keep these guys in play so when the Dreadnought, the Death Dread, sorry, does turn around, they can get some shots. Goes back towards the Imperial Guard base. Here we go. Shot number 4. 3 more or so, maybe 4 more. They're trying to keep moving so that when it's reloaded they can fire. Don't know if they're close enough to fire there. Don't think they are. West side is turning red thanks to the Eversor Assassin who's gone for the Neuro Gauntlet. Massive DPS power melee weapon and assault armor for the charge. Because what's scarier than Eversor Assassin? An Eversor Assassin charging at you. 454 to 368. Scouts being sneaky. Dreadnought did force off the Marines in the end. Took another shot though. We have the fully kitted out Apothecary. Customized Stormbolt to armor off the Apothecarian. And Purification Rites, the favoured build for Overtly. And they do go tier 3. Scouts and Tactical Marines into tier 3. And red team have the 2-1. Leman Russ on the way for Veldi. Here are those Purifiers. Here they are. Got that heavy melee Demon Hammer. The other fellows with power melee have a really long charge range, much like the Eversor himself. These sluggers are in a bad place. Not sure what they're doing. Laurr has completely forgotten about them. Ordered them. Down they go. Chains of Torment. Couldn't quite save them. Unfortunate there for Laurr. Not sure what they were looking at. Maybe their Kommando was off doing something weird over there. Yeah, it looks like it. Just leveled up. Eversor having some fun with the Neuro Gauntlet. Tearing through those heretics. Purifiers on that retreat path too. They should get some good usage though out of the Robes of Torment. What was that? Why did you fall over? I don't know what that was. Oh, Bio Meltdown for the Eversor Assassin. Damaging all nearby units, and when he explodes, that happens. It also drains his health, so he's more likely to explode. Get a big explosion. What is this? The Commissar's down. .386 to 368. Double cap for the red team. And Overtly is getting closer to that Land Raider. Leman Russ here with an Executioner. Get straight onto the power. Death Dread never got away. Tank Busters for eM7 to try and combat the Leman Russ. Laurr goes tier 3. And here's some power bashing again from Overtly. Chaos Dreadnought, nope, cancelled by Cynter. Here we see some Bloodletters instead. Eversor now getting the Onslaught Injectors for even more speed. .75 also gives them a little bit more melee skill. East side, mines dropped in. Ouch, that was painful. You can manually explode the mines. The Weird Boy's up with Warpath, and we have a tier 3 Commando with the rocket launcher. And a beamy death gun, so they certainly have a bunch of anti-vehicle. Double tank busters as well for eM7. Nothing here to spot the mines though, because the shooters have gone for a power bash. For a power bash outing, the Leman Russ limps back to base. It should get repaired pretty quickly. Sorcerer can't maintain the cap. Doombolt flies in on the Purifiers. Sorry, on the Strike Squad here on the Purifiers. Doom Blast does some really good work against those Strike Squad, but now they've got Purifiers to fight. They do have Mark of Tzeentch, CSM, double. Doing a lot of DPS to the Purifiers. A lot of DPS. Haven't seen them use the Psychic Field yet. 337 to 368. Do they get away? They do get away. Bloodletters are now in play as well. And those should put up a hell of a fight. The Heretics did not get out though. Eversor leaves, level 4. Blue team take the west side back probably. But more power bashing from Overtly. Seem to just find their way onto the power at the exact time to bash it when nothing's around, eh? Commissar got shot to death. We have some tier 3 commandos from Laurr and Flashkits. They're bringing all the Daka. There's a little bit of love the Daka to knock those guys down. Leman Russ is a big problem. Double tank busters are here though. Weird Boy could also do some anti-vehicle damage. There's a good shot on the Tactical Marines. Ouch, those guys had a bad day. Not sure what they were doing there. Those were Laurr's shooters. Unless they're just killing their shooters to get more flash hits faster. Can they chase down this tank? Mekboy's going to try and set up with that beamy in a strange direction. In fact, not able to get a shot off it. Very strange way to set up. What is this? It's some Terminators. Of course it is, for Overtly. So they went Terminators before the Land Raider, and they're not far off the Land Raider though. In fact, they can get a Land Raider Redeemer now. Holding off for whatever reason. Decent warp vomit, but there's so much stuff here now. Mekboy has to flee, and that power is just gone. Blue team do have the west side. Cynter's been fighting it well, although they dropped their bloodletters, you know. I'm not going to see any bodies because they just disappear. Purifiers are level 2. Heretics, they don't have an aspiring champion. They need to be very careful here. More levels for the Eversor. Chains saved the heretics there, I think. Red team dominating the east side. Here comes a Chaos Predator for Cynter. Need to be careful of that Purifier charge. Sapiens does have a Vortimer Razorback too. And Hunter Killer's already on there. So it's not going to have free reign of the ranged firefights, that tank. Double flash kits. One of them has blasters. There's that Cyclone Missile Barrage, more for disruption and for damage, but it did some good damage there actually, you know. Tank Buster Barrage. Really messed up some infantry there. Bloody hell. Those are Kassakin in retreat. Did it wipe out some guards when it seemed to? Mekboy trying to use more Daka to get that tank done. Put the Mega Rumbler too. Oh, one more volley from those tank busters might have been enough, but they got disrupted. And now Terminators are in there. Warp Vomit and then a retreat from the Weird Boy. They're 2v1 against eM7 there. And now they have the west side back. Blue team still have the VP lead though. And eM7 is into tier 3. Only plus 32 power coming in though for the blue team. From the one power farm basically. That east side just being locked down. Full retreat from Laurr. A full ranged army. Can't really do anything about Terminators closing in from melee. West side, there's your Chaos Predator. No mark yet. Good usage of the Chains of Torment. Gets rid of Sapiens' army. Going to get flanked though. Those guys have power fists, remember. And these guys have a missile launcher too. And there's the Bio Meltdown again. Just absolutely terrifying. Tank needs to be very careful here. Can they kill the Eversor? Don't think so. Sorcerer leaves. Terminators are there. That was pretty good. That was like 5 Power Fist hits. Look what they did to it. 3 of them were rear armor, I think. And Overtly, of course, wastes no time getting onto the power. Still no Land Raider Redeemer though. They haven't elected to get anything else onto the field for whatever reason. 2-1 for the red team now. There's that Mega Rumbler. I'm not sure why it's being used here though. Nothing's here. Maybe there was something here when they teleported. Vortimer levels to 2. Tank having to bash its own power to get it back. It's going to get grenaded, I think. There it is. Is that enough to take it out? No. Oh, they got a Lehman Russ. Well done, eM7. Or whoever it was. Was it the Commandos? I think it was the Commandos. Nob squad on the field for eM7. Running into mines. Elite tier 3 infantry. No upgrades yet. Can't quite get their power back. Keeps getting rebuilt. Cyclone Missile Launcher. Ouch, 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 ouch. Very nearly got the tank. The tank is done for, I think. It's trying to reverse. Oh, I think it's made it out. It needs to keep moving though. Because those guys could get silencers very quickly, or a conversion beamer or something. It survives. Well done, Cynter. 3 flash kits for Laurr. Gemerous is still not purchasing anything. Look at this float here. Veldi's got a Baneblade on the way. Just trying to win the game with 3 units, it seems. Rocket launcher Kommando. Maybe it could go after the Vortimer now. Going to have a Baneblade to shoot at soon. Here comes another Vortimer for Sapiens. How much are they again? 100, 400, 100. Fast attack vehicle. Apothecary sprints away. They're trying to focus him down. Almost got him. 16 hit points. He has to retreat. Triple blaster flash kits. This is going to be painful for Overtly's army. And they're going to try and steal that power in the mid. The Orks have crept back into being quite scary now. Triple flash kits and a Nob Squad. Not to mention those heroes. Here comes a level 3 strike squad. They did reduce the cost of Tomes of Titan in 296 or 2952, whatever it was. Warp Vomit gets rid of those guys. Nob Squad make the Eversor explode. 107 to 261. Baneblade is going to hit the field momentarily. Is Overtly Gemerous going to purchase anything else? I've never seen float like this. Very strange. There's a second Vortimer. And shots on that tank, I guess. Inquisitorial Stormtroopers taken out. Tank Buster Barrage. I think they're going to get both the Vortimers hit. Yes, they are. Hell of a push from the blue team. 89 to 261. Can they cap the VP though? There's so many units here. Leave it to the commandos, I guess, maybe. I know commandos are leaving. Blob cap. Blob cap time. Red team again pushing up the east side. Or down the east side, whatever it is. Scouts are bashing power. Overtly still not purchasing anything. 82 to 261. Nob Squad now fully upgraded. No, they don't have their hammers yet. Huge hammers, I should say. Scouts are trying to grab this. Not sure what you can do with this, buddy. Was chasing them with the beamy death gun. Puts up his custom force field and grabs the power. And there's a bunch of DACA for those guys. West side, we see a Baneblade. Not a good fight for you, Chaos Predator. You can't 1v1 a Baneblade, buddy. Backs away, gets a few shots in. Blasters are not going to do much to vehicles either, but there's a Rocks, that will. And the Commando Nobs trying to get rear armor hits as well. Got a couple, here comes a Nob Squad. 82 to 232. Big VP lead for the red team, but Overtly is still not purchasing anything. Rocket run. Didn't seem to touch the knobs very much. I guess they were frenzied or something. They are chasing the Baneblade. One of the Baneblade's big weaknesses is powerful heavy melee squads chasing it down as a Mega Rumbler. Gonna stun the vehicles. And the Rocks. Holy crap. Veldi's gonna have a bad time here. It looks like Overtly got some more Terminators, at least. Is that all what they were waiting for? The 5-minute timer to get more Terminators or whatever it is? Yeah, Veldi had a rough time. The Lehman Russ did survive though. There's now 3 Nob Squads on the field and 3 Flash Kits on the field. Terminators are not good at trading with Flash Kits and Nob Squad. Regular Terminators anyway. Lucky that those guys retreated when they did. Would have just exploded under those blasters. That is the Mekboy down over there. Nob Squad got this cap for the double. Overtly Still not spending their resources. I mean, they're up to 75, 74 pop. They could get the Land Raider though. I think. With the Land Raider 21. Yeah, they must be able to. Imperial Abyss on retreats. Well, terminated retreat where they just walk away from you. Ouch, got some Ordo Malleus stuff in retreat path, but the Purifiers survive. Now they're power bashing. 76 to 166. Great Unclean One almost ready, says Cynter. Not going to get to see my demonic Land Raider Phobos then. I guess it's not technically mine. Nob Squad whittled down to a single model and they flee. Overtly chucks a grenade. Kills that guy pretty well. Somehow they're not level 4. Here is the Great Unclean One. And still, Overtly purchases nothing else at all. There's some kind of challenge they've set themselves to not get a Land Raider or anything else after tier 1 aside from Terminators. Gonna get revived, but the Apothecary is already level 10. Don't push, says eM7. Those on a risk leaving the west side open. Double barrages. That's actually pretty good damage against those flash kits. Here's Indrid saying you can't trade with them. Guess you can when your missiles are available. Couldn't get the decap. Missile launcher really fails to hit the Great Unclean One there. Eversor's in amongst some commandos. This is going to be bad for the commandos. Oh, didn't kill one. Did not kill one of them. And they took him out. No, they didn't. They just knocked him over with some Love the Daka. 76 to 133. Eversor runs away. These scouts did get a decap on their natural. Here comes the Land Raider Redeemer. Whoa, what happened to their Terminators? They must have got flash kitted. I thought they were subjugated or something. Yeah, they're here, look. Land Raider Redeemer is on the way. Chaos Predator is down. Double Manticores for Veldi. They still have that Lehman Russ. I bet that was a really cool wipe over here. Great Unclean One is still chasing stuff. Double Purifiers for Sapiens. We've seen some cool stuff here. I'm just missing it all like a fool. Here's the second Manticore. Great Unclean One did a good job pushing up there. Creating some space on that VP. Double Marco Zinc CSM. Terminator is taking... Oh, maybe it was just the CSM that killed those guys. Doing a hell of a lot of damage there. Level 4 on both of them, that's why. They don't want to run into this. They're trying to dodge the Manticore strike, but they're going into pain from a Lehman Russ. Looks like they have made it out. There's another Manticore. There's an Orbital as well. Crazy stuff. Looks like most everything survived it. Yeah, but they did force it back a bit. Double Purifiers going after the Great Unclean One, but he gets warped to safety by the Sorcerer. Well, relative safety. There's the Frenzy by the Nob Squad going after Lehman Russ. New jammers are up. Really good grenade there by the Kasrikin. What is the Lehman Russ doing? Purification Rites knocks them down. Might have saved the tank. I thought the Lehman Russ was going to keep going north, but it turned. Another bio meltdown from the Eversor. Nob Squad gets away. Land Raider is up. Acts as a retreat point, also allows it to reinforce. So it's going to be massively beneficial on this west side. Finally, we see it. I guess Overtly is just going to save up red for more Terminators now. Just Terminators and Land Raiders, everything else is beneath them. Lord Commissar level 4. Mekboy's been down there for a while, I feel like. They've got other stuff to spend their resources on, like more knobs. These guys are just going to sit on the VP. Maybe there's only 2 of them left. Land Raider is pushing up aggressively here from Overtly. Trying to get onto the power. Commandos seem to be ignoring it. So do the tank busters there. Don't push, says Veldi. Down to 37 VPs, the blue team. A really weird game so far. Feel like we should have seen the Land Raider way earlier, but here it is. Now there's a bunch of counters for it. Only got tank busters, they got 4 knob squads. They got the anti-vehicle heroes as well. Good Manticore strike, really good Manticore strike on Laurr's stuff there. Really well done. Here comes that the Predator. Mekboy's back to his feet, is it? No, that's the Commando. The Mega Boom Kit. I think they have got the Land Raider. Yeah, they got the Land Raider. Well, didn't last long when it finally came out. Down to 19 VPs though, the blue team. A 1-to-1 cap here. Rocket run thrown in. Don't think it hit anything useful there from Veldi. Big blob of Space Marines in the mid. More Terminators for Overtly. But they just got their Land Raider killed just to get red for Terminators. There we go, says Overtly. 7 VPs to 82. Who can get the contested VP? I don't see anything sneaking after the naturals. There's an Imperial Abyss specifically to take out the Lehman Russ, and it works. They got it. They've subjugated some Terminators too. Manticore thrown in there. I don't think it hit anything. Brent and Kimon doing a bunch of work. Can it get teleported out here? I don't see the marker for it. Looks like it's just gonna... Yeah, it's just gonna waddle back to base. Lord Commissar on the VP now. Heretics going after him. Got some Kasich in there with a grenade. Nicely done. See some really cool little plays here and there. Knob squad popping their frenzy. The Dark do a whole lot, but I guess it's something. Cynter has a bunch of resources. It's the game of float. Knob squad going for the cap, but they're getting messed up. I think the red team have it here. Yeah, 2-to-1, and the red team have it. What a weird game. There was tons of pressure on the blue team at the start. The east side was basically locked down over here, and the Orks were really struggling. Then they got their tier 3 groove. They got a massive flash kits, a massive knobs. Overtly just didn't want to get anything else on the field until those second Terminators, which went down over here. Then they got the Land Raider really late and it went down. But that Manticore strike here, which really messed up Laurr's massive flash kits, made a massive difference. Because it allowed Overtly to at least stand and fight a little bit longer. I think that made a massive difference. Cynter maybe could have got some more stuff up there before the timer went out. But yeah, it was a weird game. Weird game. Level 7 Sorcerer, level 7 Commando, level 5 Mech with a level 6 Lord Commissar. The Apothecary is level 10 for ages. And a level 9 Eversor Assassin. Well, there you have it. Topsy-turvy game. Weird decisions. Some really cool plays though. And lots of destruction. Look at that knob squad in the air there. I think it was a, yeah, you see the Purification Rites heal there, knocking them back. Pretty cool. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.